Hello to my Capricorns. Welcome down to this countdown series. Capricorns, we are one day away from the first new moon of 2024. Aren't you excited? Aren't you excited to learn about the numbers and the choices that you have, all the signs that you have to let you know that you're headed in the right direction, that you're purging what you need to purge, even though purging feels uncomfortable, but to know that you have an option, right, to land on the bright side of these numbers, right? So there's signs and wonders all around us, and I'm just here to help shine a light on that. So happy birthday to each and every one of you all, Capricorns. Thank you to those of you all who have reached out to me via text message or maybe dropped a comment below to let me know that you all have received your gifts in the mail. And so for those of you all who have not received your gifts in the mail so far, who I've reached out to respond, congratulations, you won. You know exactly what you won. Give it a couple of more days. I do have tracking numbers for those of you all. If it's like a week from when you see this video or 2 weeks from when you see the video, then send me a text message, say, hey, I haven't received it, but just give it a minute, right? So it's some of you all are starting to receive them. So thank you to those of you all who have reached out to me. I will have another giveaway before Capricorn season ends. So let's get it. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's see what your cards have to say. The light side of the number one, for those of you all who kind of sort of want to know. The light side of the number one, when you look at number ones are dignified, they're straightforward, they have a penetrating sense of direction. Number ones is a vibration that represents the masculine aspect of our human experience. And so you all are divine feminine sign by default. And that means that you're highly intuitive, that you all are receivers. So when source is sending you information and you're in receiving mode, you may have said, okay, I received some ideas that I want to plant certain seeds in my garden, their earth, since you're an earth sign, in your garden, and this is what I want to grow, right? So that masculine aspect would be like, okay, now that I'm not dating that person anymore, now that I'm not friends with that energy anymore, now that I'm not on that job or whatever anymore, I'm activating divine masculine side of myself. I'm taking some kind of action to do some kind of cleanup, purging, right? And depending on what or whoever it is, and I'm just using it in this instance to make it, like relatable for somebody. I'm pulling up that stuff that no longer serves my highest purpose. I'm on a mission here on this planet, and that's part of enforcing boundaries. I need to take some kind of action, and I need to release this in love so that I can plant more seeds for the things that I want to grow in my garden, if that makes sense. Number ones also, people carry dignity. Number one, people carry dignity. Number ones like to stand out. Achievement oriented represents this primal impulse. Has a strong self-worth. Number ones always will demand respect and feel set apart. Number ones views and definite beliefs, have strong views and definite beliefs. Number ones value their solitude and enjoy spending time alone. So when I talk about closing out cycles and I talk about, hey, close it out in love, you're not looking for somebody else to close out the cycle. You close it out yourselves, right? So that's why I'm doing this 3, 2, 1, moving backwards. Matter of fact, I may walk through all 31 days to help you see what it looks like on the light and dark side. For those of you all who want to know, I may do that. And so since number ones, ones are also self-sufficient, self-reliant. They have a great desire to be in love and be loved by a partner, but it's not desperate. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I gotta wait for some answers. I can't be by myself. Just like I said about the number two, the light side of the number two, you value your peace. See, that peace sign, you value your peace over chaos and confusion. Well, I don't really know. I value my peace. That's the number two. If they're adding to your peace, adding a wealth of peace, then hey, cool. And if they're disrupting your peace in any way, shape, form, or fashion, no matter how long they've been out of your life, I need to go ahead and wrap this up. I need to go ahead and close this out, right? Number ones who land on the dark side that's out of alignment are boastful. They're aggressive. They're cynical. They're egotistical. They can even turn to bullying others and create a false sense of power, right? Yeah, we've seen it in people. Some of your friends, they break up with their significant other. They doing all kinds of stuff to ruin their lives. They're doing all kinds of stuff. It's hard for them to be by themselves. I understand people's emotions, but to not close it out in love, like, okay, even if a person says, oh, they missed the best thing that they've ever had, okay, at least you're closing it on love, move on. Stop looking at people's social medias and all that. But anyway, let's get into your reading. Again, countdown. It is countdown for January the 11th, the first new moon in 2024, the year of wealth. Capricorns, let's do it. I'm talking to you if you have Capricorn anywhere in your birth chart, not just your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, but anywhere in your birth chart. All right. So this is a perspective, right? So here we have Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords energy and upright is an energy that is ambition, action oriented, driven to succeed, and fast thinking, right? The assumption for some energies that you have been in relationship with is that you run from things. When things get tough, then you run from things. It may even be your opinion of other people that when things get tough, they run from things. When the work gets too hard to put into it, they run from things, right? But this right here clearly means that somebody, either you or somebody else, got back to business. Their ambition, their action oriented, you or them, driven to succeed and fast thinking. This is a person who knows how to use their sword wisely, right? So take the blindfolds off. Here we have the Two of Swords. Two and Knight of Swords would be one. Somebody who has landed on the light side of the number one. This is a choice, right? A person who has on blindfolds and refused to see something can be boastful, aggressive, cynical, egotistical. Just be outright out of alignment with their number one. But this is you saying, hey, look, I'm getting back. I'm getting back to my being action oriented. I'm getting back to being mission focused. I'm on this planet for a reason, right? Because every time I look back at some things, I get upset and frustrated with two types of energies in particular, right? So this is energies that could ghost you, energies that just could cut you off, could say certain things. I get upset when I get but then when I think about it, oh, that's right, I can stand firm on my own. I can stand firm on my own. I got my ancestors. Here we have the world card. This is you creating very firm boundaries and standing firm on those boundaries, right? So I definitely see somebody says, you know what, I'm grateful that the past is behind me. I think I'm grateful that I'm now looking through a different lens, and I don't have to sit here in front of this vault door, Five of Pentacles, and stay connected to trash talking energies and energies that sit there like a bobblehead and listen to it. So yeah, let me step through my vault door and get locked in and laser focused again. People who cause emotional wounding. But remember, how can they cause emotional wounding if they weren't that close to your auric layer, your root chakra auric layer? This is somebody that you've hugged, somebody that you've been in that close proximity with you, to know your past, right? And then for them to talk negatively about you, or they'll sit there and entertain other people who talk negatively about you. You had to get locked in and laser focused again. Their energy caused some level of emotional wounding because you've allowed them to get that close. So moving forward, that's why I talk about being here on Earth in a mission. You're closing out cycles. This is your ruling planet, Saturn, and one of Aquarius's ruling planets. This is the planet of maturity and authority. I have boundaries. I have traditions. I have rules. I'm getting to my focus on my legacy, my 5 and 10 or 5 and 5. This is where you're walking through your door. I'm focusing on my legacy wealth, right? So I'm not sitting outside my vault door wishing things had been different between us. I need to get locked in and laser focused on my purpose. I need to get locked in and laser focused. So yeah, so land on the light side of these numbers. Too many signs and wonders all around us. Lots of signs and wonders around us. You already have the questions for the moon in Capricorn. You already have those questions. So go back and refer to those questions. Here we have the Emperor card. Here we have the World card. Here we have the Three of Swords, the Judgment card, the Lovers card, and the Ten of Cups. Right? So the Emperor card, this is where you're adding some structure. This is where you're taking some control and said, I need to motivate myself to add some structure to this heart chakra situation here. I need to speak up and tell people what my definition of love, trust, healing, gratitude, compassion, connection, and forgiveness means to you. Do that in the very beginning stages where everybody is trying to impress each other, right? So, and hear what they have to say about this, that your family situation is very important to you. Family is important. So they'll know up front. You say something negative about the people who have nurtured and protected me, and I'm standing on the shoulders of loved ones and ancestors, and you got something negative to say about it. Guess what? I'm going to pull out that sword of truth, and it's over for you. It's a wrap. Here we have the Judgment card. So I do see, this is what I'm talking about, Pluto right here. Pluto, there's some kind of judgment that has fallen down upon some energies that you close out cycles with. Here's the World card again. Two types of energies that have that are going through some kind of judgment. Why? This is attached to Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the communication planet. So some kind of partnership in business and or in love is going to help you on your journey for your legacy wealth, just so you're crystal clear. But again, you would rather stand firm on these numbers. So you can look at it as the day of the week. Okay, what's the light side of the day that I'm landing on? Or it can choose to land on the dark side of that day. So we're one more day away. Remember, it's the 10th of the month. 10 is the number for instant manifestation. So your words, thoughts, and deeds are creating instant manifestation. You're instantly manifesting these things. So change your thoughts about things. I need to get locked in and laser focused. Here we also have the Three of Swords, right? So moving on from deep disappointment and heartbreak. And especially this is your birthday season too. Like, I'm so deeply disappointed and heartbroken that certain people didn't call me on my birthday, and I thought we were this and thought we were that. Y'all haven't talked in I don't know how long. What was you thinking? Source is saying this is where the head and heart are at war with each other. The heart chakra is connected to the heart, obviously, right? But it's also connecting to our thinking, head and heart being at war with each other. I would have called them on their birthday. How come they didn't call me on mine, right? Even if your birthday is about to come up, since we're still in Capricorn season, I can't believe they just dashed off. How about they got locked in and laser focused? Everybody, but see, again, when we're talking about communication, when we're talking about this right here, I thought that was my, so on and so forth. And so their actions are showing you. There's so many different forms of communication, just like your actions will show people too. Source is saying to you, 5 and 3 is 8. To sit there, 5 and 3 is 8, right? And this is self-sabotage. This would be self-sabotage. To sit there and think about, okay, I thought this and I thought that without having on blindfolds. It's not that they didn't think about you. For somebody, it's not that somebody didn't think about you during your birthday. They probably did think about you. They probably thought about you, but they probably also thought about, maybe I'm not the best match for Capricorn, so I need to stay away from Capricorn and give Capricorn an opportunity to flush me out of their system, whoever you are, whoever they are, right? So Source wants you to be in a posture of gratitude so that you can make room for this right here and start creating some very, very firm boundaries. There's many moving parts to this. And like I said, this is a countdown video. I'm not going to extend this. It's so many moving parts to it. I feel like, and I'm just going to say this and I'm just going to move on from it. I feel like somebody's ex business partner, ex love interest, maybe ex husband, ex-wife, or whomever. Their definition, like I said, of love, trust, healing, gratitude, compassion, connection, forgiveness may be obviously it's on a different frequency than yours. It doesn't make theirs bad, doesn't make yours better or whatever. It's just a different frequency. And Source wants you to be able to say, okay, their definition of, like, for you, family is very important. For them, they may have gone through such egregious experiences with their own family that they probably said, hey, that's your situation. I don't want to have to keep hearing about family is everything and family over everything and so on and so forth, when their experience with their family could have been horrific. So Source is saying to you, move on from the depth of disappointment, the heartbreak, the so on and so forth. Start the healing process and start that purging. That's why I've been telling everybody this year, wealth is not just about acquiring more wealth and career success and prosperity and wealth in other areas of your life. It's also a large portion of this year is going to be about purging and renewal, and it'll put you on an emotional roller coaster. Some things will be easier to purge than others. Some of the easy things is purging. Oh, okay, I can move on from that because I already know what lies ahead. That's going to be the physical part. I already know what lies ahead. I can go ahead and leave this job because I got a higher paying job coming. I already know that because they already made me the job offer, that kind of thing, right? I already know that past relationship didn't work out for me because I got this new love in my life, so I can go ahead and close that relationship out. But the purging process for you as an earth sign is when you don't see it and you have to operate in faith. That may be really difficult. So that's what Source is trying to tell you, is stay locked in and laser focused. That's why this card came out first, action oriented. I'm locked in and laser focused on my purpose here. I'm breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. And that elevation involves purging. Some people will not be able to go where you're going, and it doesn't have to be in a mean-spirited way. It's just, it is what it is. I'm closing it out in a very mature, this is your card right here, and this card, I'm closing out in a very mature and authoritative way, and that's it. Yep. So, yeah, somebody is focusing on, if you're already with your twin flame, if you already have your family situation, you're trying to keep the peace at home. So let's say it was a business situation. That Source needed you to add some structure to some things. Be more authoritative, add some structure to some things. So I do see an additional stream of income coming across your back, and this is exactly what I was talking about right here. If you were dealing with some energies that came from a backstabbing family or whatever the case may be, and they survived a lot of pain and a lot of hurt, your solution may not work for them. When you're dealing with a person who had this many sword wounds in their back and this much hurt in their lives, their solution may not be the same as yours. You may, I know this person, I can make this phone call, and all. Source is saying, just release it in love. Sit on your throne. If you're not helping somebody to adjust their crown, just move on. Move on, move on, move on. So here we have the King of Swords and also the Queen of Swords. You've gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge, maybe through this video or through other videos, but Source is saying it's time for you to step through those pillars. January the 11th, the time for you to step through the pillar and say, okay, let me change my way of thinking. Let me raise my frequency because my words are creating my reality. So it's two types of situations in particular that may have disrupted your peace that you're moving on from. You're the judge, jury, and executioner of your own. They jump to conclusions, very toxic types of energies in your life, and these are other energies too. They may have jumped to conclusions, caused you a lot of lamenting, right? 2 and 3 is 5 of cups, that could have prevented you from getting here, right? So they could have been church family, could have been love family situations, could have been friends that's like family, whatever the case situation is. Source is saying here, it's harvest time for you. An additional stream of income is coming across your path. So don't give them the power to say they created this right here. You sitting outside of your vault door. That's giving them way too much power. Source is saying get action oriented. Get back into the swing of things. That's why when I look at your cards, that's why some people think that people can cut other people off real fast or detach from other people. No, they're action oriented. Every human being on this planet has a purpose. And everything has to be centered around that purpose, right? So when you find your person, or when you're attracting your person, one of the things is that you want to get clear about what adds to your wealth of peace, right? Then number 2, it increases your wealth of peace and not decreases the peace inside of you, right? So what deuces? Here we have the 8 of Pentacles. We also have the 6 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups again, the Ace of Cups, and also the 6 of Cups. Yep. So we also have the 8 of Pentacles. So Source keeps sending somebody a lot of information about you having at least 8 streams of income in you. And Source is saying stop looking for other people's approval, and because Source has already approved you. Do you want Source's approval or you want human's approval? Here we have the Knight of Pentacles, right? So when we talk about this 5 of Pentacles, again, Knight and 6 would be 5, right? And so Source is saying right here, 5 and 5 is 10, right? 8 and 2 is 10. There's a whole lot of different ways of getting to your legacy wealth. So this is what I'm talking about. If you were in a relationship that you felt like, okay, I can see myself settling down with this person in business or settling down with them in love, and they've gone through a whole lot of hurt themselves, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of, people talking negatively about them, people sitting around talking trash and listening to talking trash, and somehow your views are different. Why? Because you have a different birth chart, right? So even if it's another Capricorn, you have a different birth chart. Your focus on your legacy wealth could be significantly different in how they break their legacy in their family. So Source is saying to you, come on now. You got a lot of gifts and talents that were passed down to you. their way of peace is maybe significantly different than yours of peace. So your mindset could have been, my head and heart are at war. I really wish we could have worked together. I wish we could have been in a romantic situation together. But their definition of family may be significantly different than your definition of family, and be okay with it. But the baton has been passed to you on your family. You have a lot of gifts and talents that's going to make you a lot of money. So sources focus on that, right? So this is going to be a year of happy tears. You already, all the sad tears, you already cried all those. Now it's a year of happy tears. But you may be, this right here, 6 and 8, right here is 7, right? So keep your vibrations high, your conversations, your emotions high. And I was trying to make this a 5-minute video, but I want to really help somebody here that you made the right decision to stand firm, be direct, and say, hey, I'm not landing on the dark side of the number 1, which could cause you to be boastful, aggressive, cynical, egotistical, and even turn to bullying other people. I'm not landing on the dark side of the number 1. My words and my actions create my reality. So I don't have anything negative to say about whatever I had to purge in that previous cycle. We're still in a cycle on the 10th that closes. It closes today, right? So a new moon is on the 11th. So I'm leaving everything. I don't have anything negative to say about anybody leaving it behind. I don't want to be a part of the trash talking committee. I already know what that feels like, right? So that's what I'm seeing for you all. Like I said, and I'll see you all on tomorrow for the January the 11th video. So we can talk about the number 11 more in depth, the light and dark side of it, right? So you'll know that you made the right decision. But I feel like you made the right decision. You're just doing some last minute anxiety cleanup, last minute agitation cleanup, last minute exhaustion cleanup here before you step through that portal. I will see you all on tomorrow. Bye.